Now, usually, boys and girls, I'd give you a big, hello, it's Ronnie P. But not today, because your boy took a beating during the Super Bowl. Oh man. Danny, how'd you do Super Bowl, man?
We did all right during the Super Bowl, actually. We had a nice ticket that the video team, the producers, will throw up on there to win $100,000 on the Bucks. So we didn't do too bad, but we got hurt a little bit on the props. So
yeah, my thing is, like, I always live bet, right? And I live bet basketball because basketball is about a game of runs. And so, like, when the team I want to win is down, I go heavy on them to win, and they always come back and win. Usually the Sixers, the Lakers do that a lot. So I did the same principle for football. I said the Chiefs are down. I saw them at plus 180. Why would I not throw a couple $100 down? Not good, Danny. Not good for me, man. What are you going to do, right?
Your boys over at the Chiefs let you down. Mahomes let you down.
Mahomes let me down. Game. Drop passes, muffin punts on special teams. Yeah, but it's cool, man, because we still have some more futures to work on, and we're going back to my bread and butter, back to the NBA, right?
Exactly. We have NBA, NCAA to look forward to, so much more fun sports, right? I'm joking. I like NFL the most, but...
You got the most fun sport down, right? And that's what we're going to do, man. So, first of all, okay, maybe I'm crazy, and we have a lot of futures on the Houston Rockets, as you can see on our screen right now. We got a lot riding on the Rockets, so I'm literally watching every single Rockets game. They have not been playing well the past 3 games. I know Wood is hurt, and that's a big part of it. We were talking earlier, DeMarcus Cousins, like, I can't even call him Boogie anymore. This dude can't boogie. This guy can't do anything anymore. They're not looking good. So are we crazy to put more money on the Rockets? Like, chat me up, man. Are we?
So I think the thing about the Rockets is the Christian Wood injury, for a player who no one knew the name of last year, does make a pretty significant difference to the Houston Rockets, particularly from the standpoint. I was reading yesterday that Christian Wood, and our guy Red Dave talks about this, has something like a 4 or 5 real plus minus, which means, he's 4 or 5 points better. DeMarcus is actually negative right now. I think he's like -2 or -3. So
is he really?
If you look at that spread, that's like a 6 or 7 point difference to, the spread and the value for a team. So it's definitely pretty significant over the course of a game. So, the Christian Wood injury definitely hurt.
Yeah.
And the Rockets, as you noted, have been resting guys on back-to-back. So it seems like, they'll rest Wall on one end of the back-to-back, and they'll rest Oladipo on the other side of the back-to-back. So
I need them to play
that's
together.
Always tough.
Not stop.
Exactly.
Resting.
Run them. What we need is they run them dry for this season. They don't need to have another season next year. We need them playing every single game.
Need them right now. But dude, like,
exactly.
The other day, they scored 7 points in the fourth quarter. Like, has that ever happened before? 7 total points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think the Rockets' issue right now is they have one of the worst front courts out of any team. They have an amazing backcourt when the guys are playing. They have Wall, they have Oladipo, and they have Eric Gordon, who puts up 20 and 10. I think is a sneaky pick for the 6th Man of the Year award, by the way.
I like that.
He's lined quite high. I think you can find him like plus 800 at some places, which I think is like a sneaky pick. It was like plus 2,000 a few days ago. But he's putting up like 20 points a game. So you have a great backcourt, but then you have DeMarcus Cousins. I don't think the guy, despite being like 7 foot tall, ever wins a jump ball. Like, I don't think he gets more than 2 inches off the ground for a jump ball. And I would say 75% of plays, he doesn't get to the 3-point line by the time the Rockets score. Like, he runs so slow during the game. And for a team that wants to play in transition, it's a little bit of an issue, I find. And then the other guy who's sneakily bad this year is PJ Tucker. This guy who everyone loves to call PJ Tucker the heart and soul of the team. Great. I buy that. I'm sure he's a glue guy. But I like to also see a glue guy put up some points and rebounds. That's always a nice benefit of a glue guy. I need the hustle. Don't get me wrong. But if the hustle translates to some points and rebounds, I prefer that a little bit more. So if they get, DeMarcus and PJ playing decent and they get Wood back, I think this team's very dangerous.
Yeah, and Wood's coming back in a couple weeks. I know he's had some ankle injuries in the past, but I have faith that he'll be back. I mean, the kid wants it. He's hungry.
I think the report was something like 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Probably
which isn't that bad.
is what's going to happen, which is probably somewhere in the range of like 9 games is what I'd have to guess. So it's not ideal. Don't get me wrong, but let's look at what FanDuel is offering the Rockets at, and see
Yeah, let's look right
if
now.
there's some opportunities.
And like you said, they're only down 2 games, man. That's not bad at all.
So
Only
if
down
you go to basketball on the left under sports A to Z.
Oh, here we go. Basketball.
By the way, Ronnie, over a few weeks, we should definitely get you in there doing some sportsbook reviews. You know, now that you're a master of all the different
I'm a
sportsbooks,
master.
we need to see kind of what your favorites and least favorites are.
I will say this though, Fox Bet payout I got that in 5 minutes. I'm not even lying, people. Fox Bet. We are not sponsored by them, but Fox Bet payout in 5 minutes. No lie, dude. I'm like, woo.
So Fox Bet if you want fast payouts. So
Yes.
Southwest Division winner. Let's take a look there.
So
And they have the Rockets at plus 1,600, which
16.
always is a crazy price. Because if you remember, last time we looked at this, it was at plus 500.
All right, so we talk about line shopping here all the time, right? So the Houston Rockets plus 1,600 on FanDuel. Let's look at DraftKings. At DraftKings, we have it at plus 700. Danny, why is such a difference? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things that's hard to explain right now. It's especially with teams that go on these, 2 or 3 game win streaks or 2 or 3 game like losing streaks. Sportsbooks tend to have a difficult time adjusting the futures markets correctly for that type of stuff. So I think just FanDuel over-adjusted that market. Like if you look at if we go to NBA team standings, it might be helpful to look at this for
NBA
users.
team standings.
And we just look at the Rockets division. You'll see they're like 2.5 games back. By no means is it like they're out of it.
No.
Not
at all.
They're probably a favorite against the Grizzlies and Spurs.
I would think so.
At home. The Pelicans, they're probably, even money with their full roster. And then they're probably dogs to the Mavericks. But the Mavericks haven't been playing well this year. And more importantly, you're getting 16-1. That's what I always tell people. It's not about like, are the Rockets going to win this division every time if you run this season in a simulation 100,000 times? Absolutely not. But are they going to win it more than a few percent of the time? That's over 16-1? Probably, I would say. So that's why I kind of like 16-1. And you can see this other sports books kind of agree with you. And that's why, the other sports books are lining it at 7-1, 8-1 type thing.
Let's see. William Hill has them at, hey, analytics, my friends, analytics. William Hill has them at plus 800. That's just crazy, man. Oh my God.
So eight times more your money is nothing to scoff at. So as much as I don't want to bet more on the Rockets, I think it's one of these situations, Ron, that we're going to have to fire away again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now the
buddy.
question is, are they going to take our $300 bet? You're going to have to go to tab, Ron, by the way.
Oh, that's okay. You're right. That's an old one. Okay. Are they going to take our bet? Let's find out, man.
I think no, personally.
You're saying no.
I know you're saying yes, but I think no.
$300.
We should put some bets on this. But
We really should. I mean, it's $300. Why wouldn't they take $300?
I think if they don't take the $300, we have to write a formal letter of complaint to FanDuel.
I think
this has to go in your FanDuel Sportsbook review if they don't take the $300 wager.
It definitely is going to go into my review because this would be some BS right here. All right, so Houston Rockets to win the division. 300 is going to win us close to $5,000. We got to take it. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. They didn't let us take it. Are you kidding me?
That's what I told you. I don't think they like the Rockets that much. I told you it's things. It's $300. It's not like we're breaking the bank here. But let's take the $187 they're offering, I guess. And
fine, $187.50 will give us $3,000. That's.
I think they have a limit of $3,000 to win the division. If you look at all of our past tickets, they always let us to win $3,000.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know why they're that worried about the $200 16-1 shot.
So stupid.
Let's
listen. We got 112 left. You were talking about the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, so we can look at the Charlotte Hornets here.
All right, so let's get team standings or.
They're in the Southeast Division, actually.
All right, it's funny. We were talking earlier, and I'm a basketball guy, and he's like, Yeah, Ron, the Charlotte Hornets are running the division right now. I'm like, there's no way that the Charlotte Hornets are winning the division. And as you see on the screen here, they're up in the division.
Yeah, and let's not kid ourselves. The Charlotte Hornets are not a good team.
No.
In no way am I saying the Charlotte Hornets are going out there and beating the Nets in a 7-game series or beating the Bucks in a 7-game series. But look at the other teams in this division. The best team by far, according to the market, is the Miami Heat. They're 1.5 games back. Rightfully should be the favorite in this division. The Atlanta Hawks, to me, aren't any more impressive than the Charlotte Hornets. I think they have Trae Young, who people really like, and
why? I don't see it in him. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Yeah, I think he's not as good of a player as people believe. So it's one of these things. The Charlotte Hornets are definitely one of those teams. They're young. They're very young. They have LaMelo Ball. They have Miles. A few young guys who could really bring the heat. So why don't we put the Charlotte Hornets in?
And they're young.
Let's see what price.
They don't care.
Let's see what price they offered at first.
So, okay,
plus 850.
Plus 850.
All right, so we'll take the plus 850. Let's see if we could parlay this with something.
I was just thinking that. I was just
thinking random.
Them and the Rockets, right?
I don't think they'll let us parlay the Rockets again.
Yeah, so we can't do the Rockets. We'll take that out.
Will they let us do the conference? Let's see if we can parlay with the Rockets to win the conference.
Conference? All right, let's see. To make playoffs.
Team futures. And then Western Conference.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Western Conference champ. Let's see. That's going to be down there. Houston Rockets. Nope, cannot combine. No.
I wonder if they'll let us parlay with anything. Just let's click on a random NBA game and see if they let us do that.
I was just doing, all right, Toronto minus. Nope.
So I guess they don't let you parlay divisions with anything, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
We will take the 112.5 on Charlotte and see.
Is it going to take it?
I think it'll take this one personally, If not, I think it's.
Then we're writing a letter. We're writing a complaint.
Or what we could do also is with college basketball coming up, we can look at some of the NCAA futures and see if there's anything there that we want to bet.
You want to do that?
Sure, let's look at college basketball because I know we looked at some stuff at some of the other books. So
yeah, we did. So let's see, college basketball. Let's go to futures. Now it's conference outright, conference.
Let's look at 2020 to 2021 Final Four.
Oh, yeah, I do like that better than to win the championship because that's tough. But this just gives them Final Four.
Look at it down. So. I really like here Tennessee plus 500.
We do have a future on Tennessee as well too. So
exactly, just looking at it without looking at it that closely, that seems like it's a weird price to me a little bit. What
I like it, man.
else is here? San Diego State plus 1,300 is, I think, a good bet.
Hey, why not? Right? Why not?
But I don't think they'll let you parlay it.
No.
So which one do you want? You want Tennessee? You want the sure thing, or you want the longer shot? I think both are good prices. So
give me the long shot, Danny. Why not the long shot, right?
All right. So let's place the San Diego State then.
They could be our Cinderella team, right?
Exactly. 112.5.
112.5, and
all right,
that
and place
is going to give us 1,462. Oh my God! Perfect. It took it.
They take San Diego State. They know something about San Diego State.
How do they take? That's horrible. That's horrible, guys. So 112.50 on San Diego State to make the Final Four. So March Madness, let's go San Diego State. Let's go
exactly.
Tennessee.
We got two teams in there now.
Now, before we switch over to college basketball, let's finish up with NBA. Is that all right? Because
let's finish up with NBA.
Now, I've been saying this since I was in the crosshairs to win the division. The 76ers are winning the division, man, okay? The Nets, they don't play defense. They're always hurt. They have no bench. I'm not scared of the Nets one bit. The Utah Jazz, they're going to win the division. Utah's just an amazing team. They're hitting on all cylinders right now, man. They're a threat. They're a real threat. We need a third team for this, man. I need a third team that's a long
let's go over to FoxBet and see what they're offering.
All right, let's go to FoxBet. And we're going to division winners. We're going to go to let's look at all the divisions real quick. 76ers at plus 130. I love.
All right, so let's just look up at the standings just to make this point clear to people.
Gotcha. So
out
right
there.
now, the Sixers are the top.
The 76ers are 4.5 games clear of the Nets. And what people don't realize with teams that are very good, if you look at the Philadelphia 76ers right now, they've played 25 games and they lost 7 games. So 4.5 games on really good teams is very different than 4.5 games in like that Charlotte Hornets division or the Rockets division, for example. Because the 76ers just aren't going to lose that many games over the course of a season.
No.
So it's going to be tougher for the Nets to catch up with the 76ers than it would be like for the Rockets to catch up with, the Spurs, just because the Spurs aren't nearly the rated team that the 76ers are, and they're just going to lose a lot more games over the course of a season. 100%. So 4.5 games is pretty tough for a team to catch up on.
And I don't think the Nets care, to be honest with you. Their record is 7-11 against teams under 500. They don't care. They're waiting for the playoffs.
And they sit a lot of their players a lot too, whereas I think the 76ers are going to go for it a little more. Embiid's trying to win that MVP as we chatted about, so he'll try his best to play the games that he 100%. Needs to. The Nets, they'll sit Kyrie a game. They'll sit Kevin Durant a game, etc. So,
of course.
So, so I love the 76ers. The other team we mentioned were the Jazz. Let's just look at the Jazz quickly. I think this is pretty clear to people. They're 6 games clear of the Trailblazers, and they've lost 5 games all season. The chances that they lose 6 more games than the other team is just unlikely.
And I'm sorry, Danny, but the bubble was a fraud because, like, Jamal Murray, look at his numbers now. Like, he's come down to earth. Like, and I was on the Jamal Murray train. I'm like, this kid's a superstar. He's ready to go. No, your boy was wrong on that one, guys. No.
Perfect. So the last team I like, we are looking for a third team is let's look at that Rockets division again.
Okay.
I kind of like the Pelicans as one of these sneaky teams similar to the Rockets that have a little bit of an upside. I think they're lined at like 7 or 8 to 1 at Fox Bet. I think that's a very good price.
Let's look real quick. Southwest Division. Yeah. Yes, they are.
So that also has the added benefit of being a little bit of a natural hedge for some of the Rocket stuff that we've been doing.
I mean, I have a futures on the Pelicans in the crosshairs. Your boy gave it to you, division winner. So yeah, I'm down with that too, man. I think the price is right.
So I think these are the 3 teams. As you see on the right, we'll bet 760. We'll see if they take that, and we'll go from there.
All right, and that's going to give us a huge return. So they better take that.
I hope so too.
So now that we're done with NBA, let's go to March Madness. We have a future on Tennessee, so I'm really rooting for them. But you got other couple things you like too.
We also have a future about that San Diego State now, which is nice. So let's take a look at DraftKings quickly, I guess first.
Yeah, DraftKings,
and see what they're offering in their college basketball markets. So let's go to Team Futures.
We're going to go to Final Four.
To make the Final Four.
All right. So we have San Diego State. Oh, look at that. And again, that's our Cinderella team, man.
Yeah, so we can definitely play some more San Diego State, I think. We placed a pretty small bet at FanDuel. Why don't we place another, whatever our account is here on San Diego State to get there?
So we have $240 left. So, and that's going to give us what, 3,000? That's
nice even number too, which is nice. So
it is.
So San Diego State, for people, is like one of these teams. They were very good last year, if people don't remember. They went, I think, undefeated until the COVID stuff hit, and they weren't able to play. So they're a very good team. Kind of underrated this year, I find, because everyone knows the Dukes, the Gonzagas of the world, the Baylors, etc. No one really knows who San Diego State is. No. And that's not to say they're going to be one of the greatest teams in the world. I don't think that's the case for San Diego State, but they're certainly one of those teams to get in there and compete. And they have a lot of seniors, and you got to love that as a college basketball team, especially at the long shot of 11.5 to 1 to make the Final Four. We'll place a little San Diego State and see what happens.
Their guard play isn't bad either, correct? They have pretty good guard play.
No, they're a very solid team. Much more so than people imagine. I think they're probably, like, if I had to guess, the 20th best team in the nation right now, somewhere around that range. And that's kind of what you'll see with some of the rating sites out there.
I'm ready, man. I'm on it. All right, so we're going to put 240 on San Diego State. DraftKings will accept this because DraftKings is good, and DraftKings likes us.
Perfect.
And they did take that. Of course.
I'm telling you, I think we really need to review the FanDuel limits. I think on a sports book, it's so insulting as a bettor to not take a $200 bet from someone on something that's a division.
No, it really is, because I'll be honest, man. Like, I'm going to load up on futures for this coming NFL season, and if they're not going to take like a $500 bet from me, I'm going to be like, wait, what? So not cool, guys. Not cool. Not cool.
Crazy. All right, so let's go finally to William Hill and add our final team in college basketball.
Our good friend.
And this is a team that I know Ronnie is going to know a little bit more about than the San Diego State team. I know when I brought up San Diego State to you, you were a little bit like, oh.
I'm not going to lie. I was scratching my head like, wait, what? Sure you want to do that? Like, okay.
Don't worry, Ronnie. I also cannot name a single player on that team, but we'll
No, dude, I cannot. All right, so
here's the thing that I'll point out to people that's a very good instructional moment. I think there's two sides to sports betting, as you know, Ron. There's the handicapping side of things and also the betting side of things. So handicapping, as I explain to people, is guys go out, they build their power rankings, they build their own projections for teams, and that's what the data scientists at Line Sniper do. The thing that we do as sports bettors is we look more for the numbers and the lines, and we don't care so much about the predictions. Now, the best sports bettors in the world are some combination of the two, obviously. But, many people, if you had to choose one, spend all their time learning how to handicap and predict what the outcome of games are, and don't spend nearly enough time doing kind of what we're doing, which is the more betting side of things.
No, 100%, man. And the eye test is big too. The eye test is very huge. So if you do watch a lot of college basketball and basketball in general, you can make out big with this stuff, guys. Big time.
Perfect. So let's look at the Houston Cougars plus 22. So this is a team that's actually very good, very deep.
They are.
Probably one of the top 5 teams in the nation that, goes underrated. Especially in college basketball. Typically, we're not going to be betting the Dukes, the North Carolinas of the world. The teams that everyone has heard of and are just going to be massively overpriced because those are the teams that people are naturally going to buy. So we're typically going to be betting these teams that are a little bit less well-known, but still very strong teams. And you'll find a lot of those in college basketball.
Yeah, and they've been playing great. I mean, we talked earlier. I knew they were a top 10 team, but like you said, I think they're ranked number 8 right now. Like, they're playing great.
And I think they're probably even better than a number 8 team personally. So
yeah, in March Madness, anything can happen. Like, I'll tell you what, Gonzaga or Baylor, they're not going to win. They're not winning at all. I'm sorry. Like, the best team never wins college basketball. And I see casuals throw their money away. Oh, I'm going to go Duke, North Carolina. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, no.
I think the best part of that is now we're calling recreational bettors casuals from now on. I like that slang. Right?
Like that slang, man, the casuals.
The casuals, like the muggles now, they're just these muggles.
Dude, the casuals won out on Super Bowl Sunday, man. They got me. I'll give it to them. They got me on Sunday. But yeah, right, I love this game.
Why don't we put in the Houston Cougars for the balance of this account, and we'll wrap it up.
All right, so we got 376, and that's going to win. Oh, that's going to give us $8,648. Oh, this March Madness is going to be insane. It is going to be
madness. We'll have a few
madness.
Good sweats for sure.
Are they going to take the bet? What do you think? Are they going to take it?
I think they'll take it. That's my guess. Oh, no.
There we go. It's reviewing.
The review process. I think this is also a BS part about sports betting is these trading systems can take like 60 seconds to review your bet. Imagine if you're trying to live bet a game or you're doing something. It's like,
dude,
they're getting like 60 seconds of extra information over you, which I think is a complete BS form of trading for a sports book. And I think that's one of the things I really want to highlight in this show is some of these spots that the casual or recreational bettor, as you said, never get to see that are some of the pain points of people who are a little more professional or who do this as a living. You'll start to see as we've gone through the show, even Ron, you've seen a lot of these points in which sports books try to take advantage of the casual bettor because they don't understand that, this is happening or that's happening and the value of that. So you'll see the limiting of bets, you'll see the long times it takes to place a bet, etc. I'm sure you've even experienced the difficulties with drawing out of certain sports books, etc. sometimes. Or them even moving the lines on us a lot of the times. We've seen that over a few shows where we're trying to place a bet and they happen to know that we're about to place this bet and the line moves on Steam. All of a sudden, these are some of the things that,
Yeah,
these are some of the things
alone.
that the casual bettor just never sees. But, I really want to bring light to as someone who's been in this industry for a long time.
And just to clarify what you're saying, I live bet a lot, and when they do stuff like this to me, it drives me crazy because in 5 seconds that line will change on you, and you're at their mercy. Do you just leave it alone and wait to get that number again, or do you go with it? Like it's horrible, man. And on Super Bowl Sunday, they did that the whole entire time. I'm trying to live bet, and I wish I didn't, but I lost so much out on that because of live betting. So yeah, this stuff.
Yeah.
But it did take the bet. It did take it. So
Perfect.
we're ready to go, man.
So we're ready to go. We have a few teams now on March Madness. I'm sure we'll add more as we get closer to the March Madness season. So we'll have a good sweat going on during the tournament that we'll be able to show to people, and we'll go from there.
Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Line Sniper. Thanks again.